Hello, hello, hello. How do we bring peace to the world? I'm sure you will maybe notice what the world does, that there's some things that are really bad, and we feel powerless in which to do anything about it. So in our powerlessness, we decide to complain. And we talk about the atrocities, and we talk about them, and we talk about them, and we talk about them, and we talk about them. And then they run the news, and then everybody's talking about them. Do you understand science? Apparent science? Quantum physics? Do you understand that? What you put your attention on grows. So, whatever we're putting our attention on, it grows. Funny that. But here's the thing. There's a law of polarity. A law of polarity. And a law of relativity. The law of polarity is that where there's something really bad, there has to be, by law, something really good. But we never hear about that, do we? So we complain all the more. You know what I learned? Now listen, I don't know anything. Let me just put that right out there. Don't believe a word I say. You know, but if you like this and it resonates with you, please share this with other people. Because it might just wake us up as we go along to the conversations that we're having all the time. Because those inner conversations and those things that are coming out your mouth, your word is your wand. You may as well go, abracadabra, let it be. Quite scary that, isn't it? Or perhaps you don't believe me. That's okay. Nothing happens out of the oblivion. It happens out of being oblivious. Oblivious to what we're thinking. So, what are you thinking? What are you saying? What is that constant conversation that's going on in your head? What is that? So let's look at science again. The science. You're worth it. Anyway, you've all heard the saying, what you resist persists. Well, that's basically complaining. Yeah, resisting. And it's also putting attention. And what you put attention on grows. Wow, oh my goodness, the two things are happening at the same time. I'm resisting, so the situation persists. I'm complaining, so I'm helping to the growth of it. And all that is from your powerlessness, because you think that you have no power. You have been taught that you have no power. You've been taught that. You've been taught that you're this mere little human in this big planet called Earth, and you are just a tiny piece of it. When you're not. You are the whole of it. It is not who you think you are that holds you back. It is who you think you're not. Contemplate on that one, because that's a pretty powerful one that has brought me many different scenes. It is not who you think you are that holds you back. It is who you think you're not. And you are not powerless. So, here's how to bring peace to the world. Like I say, you don't have to believe a word. You can say, Sheena, you live in a world of make-believe. I had that said to me so many times. And I do. I do live in a world of make-believe. I make it up in my head, I be it, and I live it. And it's exactly what you're doing. And when people say to me, that law of attraction doesn't work, oh, it's working all right. It's working, it's just you're completely oblivious to what's going on. It all starts to become so obvious. Like looking through the trees and all of a sudden you go, oh look, I see it now. See it now. So how to bring peace to the world? You know what? Be the change. I know you've heard this. Be the change. That doesn't work, Sheena. Well, it depends how long you're doing it for. You know, forgive yourself. Forgive everything. There's nothing to be forgiven. Apparently all was forgiven, so I don't know why anybody's going to confessions. We have to walk around forgiving anybody because everything was forgiven and there's nothing to forgive. Anyway, who made you judge and jury? Judge not lest ye be judged. How to bring peace to the world? By being that peace yourself. By never allowing anything to come out of your mouth other than something that will raise the world, that will raise yourself, that will raise the person in front of you, that will raise the news. Because even in the news, you can see the goodness. There's always a good story somewhere. It has to be. It is law. You see, and if the more people do this, if the more people think peaceful thoughts and think, where's the good in this? Where is the good in this? Harvest the good. I know there's good here somewhere. Show it to me. You will see the good. I promise. Seek and you will find. You will find it. But you don't. You take the news and you just run off with that and then you complain. Stop it. Stop it now. You're creating even bigger polarity. But actually, that's not too bad because I guess if there's more crap in the world, then there's even more greatness. But that's still polarity. It doesn't have to be that way. Think of a battery. A battery has a positive and a negative, and they live side by side. They are harmonious. They are balancing everything out to create power. Can you see that? The battery, the plus and the negative, working together to create balance. That is power. And in that balance is that beautifulness, that wholeness, that everything of everything just is. Everything just is. Everything just is. You see, what I realized in all my learning prior to working with Bob Proctor was that I was all the positive, ignore the negative. No! Sometimes you need a swift kick up the backside and a slap around the face to wake up. Can't you see? Can't you see what's going on? Sometimes we need that. My God, if there wasn't some negative pulse that came through, I wouldn't have been doing half the stuff I did. So I'm grateful for what appears to be negative. Everything just is. The world knows how to look after itself. God knows what to do. And he doesn't care, actually. He's handed everything over to us, apparently. We apparently have a choice. But your free will is worthless. It's worthless. Because you're not doing anything. It is being done unto you. You think a thought, the 2% consciousness, the 98%, it will prove it to you. But oh no, you don't think it's you because you didn't even notice that thought passing through. Too busy worrying, doubting and fearing and figuring it out and hunting and how do I do this and how do I do that? I know where you are because that was exactly that seeking, the curse of wanting drove me insane. Knowing I could have more, be more, do more. And then I realized the effortless way was I'm not doing it. Thy will be done. And then you go, well, why would God let such atrocities happen in the world? God's not letting anything happen. It just is. We're doing it all ourselves. So how do you bring peace to the world? You bring peace to your mind, and then you teach somebody else to do the same thing. You find the balance between positive and negative and live in the contradiction of both appearing together as one. You do the work in your mind, and then you help someone else do that too, and then that someone else will help someone else, and there you go. It's that effect that will go out. Just by you being peaceful, you can walk into a room and you can change the whole room. Nobody will know. You don't have to say, look at me, I'm spiritual, I'm this, I'm that. That's just ego, and that is not a good vibration. What we end up with our spiritual work is being like, I'm more spiritual than you. And we end up with that relativity again, and that superiority makes you immediately feel inferior. That's why you do not get results that you want, because you end up holding yourself in the same place. So for goodness sake, people, be at peace in your own mind. See the good in the world. And perhaps us all together, we can all see this, relax, and we will see a more peaceful world. But here's the other thing. It doesn't really matter, because everything's okay. We all end up in the same place. It's like we're in a game, and we're just playing. Just like as if you'd allowed your child to sit in a room and play a game, and sometimes maybe they get hurt in the game that they're playing. Maybe it's a computer game and they're getting hurt. And you don't rush in and go, oh my goodness, you poor baby. No, you don't. You just let them get on with it. Well, I wonder if it was like that. That everything is okay. There's nobody to care because we're all one. You know this, you've heard it said. We're all one. We are all one. More about that in another video. If you like this, share it, subscribe, join me, book a call. Oh, here, by the way, don't be booking a call. I'll do a free webinar down there as well if you want to have a look. You only book a call if you're serious about going forward. I'm only interested in people who want to do something. Who want to do something great. Not that I'm not interested in anybody else. But I'm going forward, and I want people who are coming forward with me. And you want to stay where you are? Blimey, I love you, wherever you are. But you want to walk forward with me and learn this stuff and spread it out to everybody else? Well then, book a call. Let's see how I can help you. But if you want to stay where you are, that's fine too. Be happy with that. Don't complain. What you resist persists. Everything you do is because you want of it. We want our drama. You see, most people like their stories, even though they complain about them. They actually, well, who would you be without your story? Oh, poor Sheena. Who would she be without the poor Sheena story? I couldn't get out of it. And then I just woke up to it one day and I went, bloody hell, I'm a drama queen. I could win a prize for all this drama going on in my head. Are you a drama queen or king? Got some drama going on. I wonder what you'd pay. What's the recurring theme that's going on in your life? And what would you pay to have it gone? To have the opposite? What would you pay? And I mean actually, not just in a dream world. I mean actually put your hand in your pocket and pay to have that recurring theme gone. You see, because that's the action takers and the people who love their story and the people who actually want to do something about it. It's the action, not just the dreaming. The actually moving forward and actually doing something. And it may hurt and it may look illogical, but if it's logical, Trust me, she's the same. If it's illogical, well no, there's difference. So, have a beautiful day, knowing you're totally perfect as you are. Because nothing needs to be changed, apparently. But Sheena, you've just talked about change. I know this is the contradiction. Living in the contradiction. I hope you're suitably confused, because you may find your answer then. I'm teaching you nothing, I'm just pointing different directions. And you'll find your balance. You either get it or you don't, and nothing matters. And there's nothing to get. Have the most wonderful day. See ya!